Hello, we are going to present about China and their conditions to invest there and a brief presentation of three products. In analyzing the cultural difference between China and the United States using Hofstede's model, we see significant contrast. China has a high power distance score, indicating a strong acceptance of hierarchy, where the USA values have a flatter organization structure. China's low individualism score shows a preference for collectivism, prioritizing group harmony over individual achievements. Effective communication in China relies on understanding implicit clues, as non-verbal communication plays a significant role, unlike the direct feedback styles common in the United States. Chinese business culture prefers indirect feedback to maintain harmony. Additionally, disagreements are usually resolved quietly and non-confrontationally, reflecting a cultural emphasis on preserving group harmony. When it comes to scheduling, China tends to be more flexible.
Bargaining strategy and tactics. The China is forming strong network in a relationship like other Asian society. The Chinese concept called guanxi is based on very strong promises and mutual obligation. In Western society, people connected through close relationships expect certain favors from each other, but are usually forgiving when circumstances get in the way. In China, such obligations are non-negotiable and must always be fulfilled. Guanxi can open the door, solve problems that would otherwise be difficult to master. This makes relationship building very important when doing business in this culture. Utilizing Quanxi can be very adventurous to a negotiator. Business success in China often depends on strong personal relationship or Quanxi. This is more than just networking. It has become this basic for economic interaction. The most important key is how well we build relationships. It would be helpful for the negotiating team to study similar case in Chinese culture. The government and the region political development. The government of the People's Republic of China is based on a system of People's Congress within the parameters of United Communist State, in which the ruling Chinese Communist Party. Xi Jinping is the leader of the China. He is the president of the China since 2013. The Chinese government has continued to pour out economic stimulus measures since the end of September. The People's Bank of China and Central Bank released the money by lowering the base interest rate and significant including the lending. The government issues the government bonds and supplies funds with this money. The government efforts to revitalize the Chinese economics will continue. So this will make our product introduced is very payable for us from business perspective. The Chinese government is actively encouraging people to consume.
So let's talk about Economic Freedom Index, EFI. So created by the Heritage Foundation, EFI helps investors to know how easy, secure, and productive would it be to do business in this market. And countries are ranged by four major categories: rule of law, that is concerned with the capacity of a government to protect private property; limited government mainly focuses on the relationship between government and businesses. Answer the question, is there more incentives or taxations on this economy? 3. Regulatory efficiency related to the legal framework in where business take their everyday operations. And we talk about wages, layoff, and other aspects of business. And 4. Open markets. Show how is the government environment about imposing taxes or incentives to foreign businesses. Next, please. So we will talk about the regulatory environment of China, how to start a business, and we will base on Shanghai Administration for Market Regulations to talk about this. So first, you need to register the company and apply for a business license certificate. Point two is to make a company seal and that costs between 40 and 140 USD. Point 3 would be to obtain the tax filing control equipment and apply for authorization to print and purchase financial invoices. Point 4 would be registered employees with the social welfare insurance centers. So these 4 steps would be to begin a business in China. You need to consider that businesses pay taxes of 25% of their income, and there are special court divisions that are dedicated solely to hearing commercial cases and about contract enforcement. Next, please.
The MFN relation with the WTO. This, just to clarify, MFN is a trade policy principle where a country grants the most favorable trade terms, benefits, and conditions. The MFN help us to understand the high tariff and identify which products may raise costs or lower the competitiveness. For the next slide. We also have how China and the World Trade Organization membership has a history, and everything started in 2001 when China became a member of the WTO. And this solidified its position in the global market and also helped China government being the second largest economy in the world, as well to be the largest trader in goods and the second largest trader on the service. If we are talking about a relationship in between China, something to mention in the next slide is about how important opportunities we have about importing into China. And here is we need to highlight the transparency when the WTO rules allow companies to understand the regulatory environment better and also anticipate any changes. For the tariff reduction, it can lower the cost of importing products. About increasing the market access, it has been facilitated. And finally, the simplified trade procedures, it also reduced the bureaucracy and the cost. About some challenges of importing, if you are not a member of the WTO, here you can see how high tariffs appear, how regulatory barriers you can get, how increased uncertainty because has some changes in the process, and how limit the market access. For the next slide, we can see how the regional FTAs and custom unions. And here, China has various FTAs, including the RCEP and the bilateral agreements with countries like Chile, like Pakistan, who provides additional avenues for reducing import cost and enhancing market access. For the next slide, we can see some implications about importation decisions. And here is when high tariff in agriculture, electric, and transport products may rise the cost and lower competitiveness. Also, something that we take from this investigation point is like the low tariff. We can find it in products as minerals, petroleum, chemicals, and mechanicals. And some like a new fat that can also affect our products is the textiles and leathers goods may impact the fashion industry because of the high tariffs that are present. The next one. Some cautions and recommendations. Here it's important to mention that tariff can vary depends of the country, if it's a member or not from the WTO, and also it's also about recommendations is to stay informed.
Okay, so I'll talk about foreign direct investment on China and some opportunities that we have. So FDA is, in few words, a way to invest in opportunities that are found outside of one's country. And it can be divided in foreign portfolio investment or foreign direct investment. We can go to the next one. In the following one, we review incentives and restrictions on China. So foreign investors have been provided with more protection and incentives since the law of foreign investments of the People of Republic of China took enforcement in January 2020. And as you can see, there are some sectors that are being encouraged by the government and some others that are discouraged in where to invest. So it will be important to consider this. Next slide, please. So other incentives that is important to talk is that foreign direct investors are benefited with corporate tax reductions, exception of tax on dividends repatriated during a certain period of time, and there are special trade zones, 5 special economic zones, and 13 coastal cities. This is all for me.
Our analysis of China's macroeconomic indicator reveals a promising market environment. The rising GNI per capita suggests growing consumer purchasing power, which is favorable for new product introductions. China's GDP growth has been stable through impacts by events like the pandemic, indicating economic resilience. Low inflation rates provide price stability, which is crucial for predictable planning, while steady interest rate ensures manageable financing costs for business expansions. Altogether, these economic conditions create a favorable environment for new business ventures, with a growing consumer base and a stable financial framework.
In the last 5 years, the Chinese yuan has significantly decreased, and the government of the People of Republic of China tried as much as possible to keep the value of the yuan low, because a cheap yuan will make products from China more attractive. In the next slide, we can see the first product that we have is the Diagnose Bot, that it will help to have accessibility for having health and some check-ins during like anywhere else. Some benefits of this is improving the healthcare accessibility, affordability, and outcomes, offering a user-friendly interface, and also sharing data and affordable prices. For the second product that we have, is the Hats lipstick. It's something different that is designed to remain solid while under room temperature. The Chinese citizens have feared for beauty, and more so after the COVID-19 pandemic that ravaged the country. The demand of the customers double. For that reason, this product will be more from the younger generation. And our last product is air filter mask, when it's designed to severe air pollution, offering an advanced nanofiber. This will achieve a temporary sustainability competitive advantage through its unique blend and advanced technology. And this is all our presentation. Thank you so much for watching and for being with us today.